as women continue to move ahead in many different areas, the Washington Post looked at some who claim that they are longing for the past. The so-called triad wife.
Trad wife.
Short for traditional.
Trad wife.
Traditional.
Are women who say they'll forego a career to be a stay-at-home wife or girlfriend and live a life of feminine leisure, like in the old days.
But I don't think the old days had a lot of leisure. I watched Mad Men. Like, they were miserable.
The women were home.
Yeah, but they were not happy. And the brilliance of the time we're living in is now feminism is having choices. So I respect someone that wants to be at home. And I happen to be someone who chooses otherwise. But to think we live in a time where you could do that, but it's a privileged stance also to be at home. A lot of families need two incomes.
Most families, I think. And what's funny to me is, you know, this trad wife, I guess it's a Gen Z thing. Being at home, taking care of a home, taking care of a family is really hard work. Yeah. It is really hard work. I know when my son was born, because I was a former sex crime prosecutor, I didn't trust anyone. And so I stayed home for a year, and people were begging me to leave the house, okay? Because my kids call it mamifying, because I sort of like some of the traditional roles. I like being the nurturer. I like cooking. I like cleaning the house.
Okay, here's the problem.
That kind of thing.
Okay, let's go back.
But we needed two incomes.
Look, I'm the only one here who was around during the dark ages of the 50s.
No, you're not.
Well, you were young. You're younger than me.
I was young, but I remember that.
Yeah. And women were home. Let's say that they did everything, correct? And the men had a little dirty little secret. They could go out and make money, have a martini in the afternoon, schmooze with their friends, and they liked that. Then they come home and everything is done. And there was this book, remember the Total Woman?
Yeah.
They wanted you to appear at the door wearing nothing but cellophane and greet him. Darling, I'm so happy to see you, and all this other stuff. Okay? The problem was now feminism comes in, 1970 approximately, Joy, and Gloria Steinem says everybody needs a wife. Everybody needs a wife, meaning somebody has to take care of the home.
Yes.
The women are going out to work, okay? Yeah. But they're also coming home to the laundry, to the work, to the cooking, to the cleaning, to raising the kids, to everything else. The men have not stepped up in 50 years.
Oh, go ahead, Alexa, get in there. I see this.
I'm looking at you.
I think it's important to separate these concepts, though. The trad wife is one thing. A stay-at-home mom, to me, that is a job. Because for many people, childcare costs just as much as that money she could be making in the workforce. That's a job. This is more this feminine idea that you're just going to sit home and live a life of leisure. No. And it is a myth. It is a bill of lies. My own family, my mom was a journalist. She stayed home when we were little kids. And my parents' marriage fell apart when I was 6 years old. She was lucky in her generation to have a skill set to...
Looking at the women in the video, they have their own different opinion. They were talking about recently you have women that the new Gen Z, they are happy to be stay-home mom and they enjoy being stay-home mom and they want to take care of their children because taking them to daycare is much expensive. So the women in the video, they try to compare like what happened about the women in the past, like women before this generation. So someone like JB, we all know JB is in 81, she's pretty old. In the later generation, JB tried to explain that in her time, her mother was like a sewing, you say a designer for today. She was sewing dresses, and her job was very hard. So she once asked her mother that for you to be a doctor's wife or to be a doctor, what will you be? She said she'd rather be a doctor's wife. So her mother herself was tired of that because she worked so hard. After they work so hard, they will come back home and all the husband will do, the husband will still not do nothing. Even if the husband need a pinch of salt, you say, my wife, can you bring me the bit of salt? Can you give me the pinch of salt? Which actually trying to differentiate that. In the other generation, you have women that were basically housewife. Being a housewife is a full-time job. It's really difficult. You have to take care of the children, you clean, you cook, you take care of the house basically. It's a pretty difficult job, because sometimes people think if you're a housewife, you're home, you're not doing nothing. So according to someone like Sony, who said she enjoyed when she had her children, she stayed home for a while, and basically both incomes could not keep it, but she had to go back to work. Basically, most women had to go back to work because they are only the husband's income cannot sustain them. But job buyers, if you are fortunate that you married to a rich man and his income can sustain both of you, then he can give you money to go do your makeup every other week. So you have to be happy, you have to be privileged. But most women have to do that double job in order to bring a second income to support their husband. Basically, they were trying to compare. Basically, they were comparing the generation of old and the one today. So according to JBA, that women have not tried at all. Men have not tried at all. Men are still in the same position, because rather than women will still go to work, women will work, and both of them will come home. But basically, all the job that the woman used to do while she was home, a full-time housewife, now she still has to do it herself. But the man will not understand. So basically, they were passing this message on to men that if your wife is working, you're working, you need to be supportive at home. You don't just have to sit and be watching at him, at her. You need to support her also, watching over the children, cooking, cleaning. Basically, both of you have to put a helping hand. But basically, the women, they view somebody like JBA, somebody like Whoopi. Whoopi was different for the black women back then, because they themselves, they don't even want to stay home. They usually pray to God, can you give me some minutes for my time to rest? But that did not really happen. So basically, what do you think? Can you give your opinion? What do you think has happened to the new era? To women have become emancipation. Women write everywhere. Women have voices. Women can talk everywhere. So basically, what do you think? Do you think it's better for a woman to sit home? According to which it makes sense that in the case your husband died, or your husband don't have a job, he lost her job, or something happened, where will you people fall on? So it's better to go make your own money. Basically, that's what my father always said also. It's basically get to work and make your own money. Should in case something happen, God forbid you divorce, God forbid the man died and leave you with our children, what will you do? But you have some new Gen Z that they say that there's what they call insurance now. They will put life insurance. So if the man died, at least they have something to follow from. So the new Gen Z now are changing the whole things around. So basically, what is your opinion about this point? Let me see your opinion in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and share the video. God bless you.